Hey there, it's Notes from the Mat with Sparkle and Sweat. How's it going? Yay! It's Saturday and I'm hiking in the woods because it's nice and it's quiet and I can hear the birds, and Bailey says hi. Where is she? She says hi. And yes, my dog is cute. Okay, what was I going to talk about today? I wanted to talk a little bit about drift, and I'm not going to go too much into it. Drifting is kind of a cool concept because in racing and in sports, it can be super fun and amazing. And when I think of drifting, I think of the pelotons and the Tour de France, and how the front of the peloton will take the brunt of the wind, and then in order to get a break, it'll drift to the back of the peloton, and then those guys will start drafting, and then the front of the peloton, they'll start taking the brunt of the wind. I also think about drift in car racing too, which is really fun to watch. And I don't know the mechanics behind it, but I do know that there's something about, and anybody can correct me if I'm totally wrong because I'm not a race car driver, but I think it has to do with the amount of gas, clutch, and brake going into the turn, and that's what creates that nice smoke that comes from the tires. It's super fun and amazing to watch. And then motorcycle racing can also do the drift as well, and that's even closer to my heart than the car racing because I used to speed on my motorcycle a lot and do fun things on that. So that's super fun to watch. And then there's always, drifting down the lazy river in your kayak, and that's super fun too. But sometimes we drift into things as human beings that are based upon other people's expectations of what we should be doing or what society says we should be doing, and that's a form of drift. Whether we're drifting into a relationship that society says we should be in, our friends or maybe our family, oh yeah, you should be in that relationship with that person or marry them or whatever, that societal pressure that says we have to do something rather than based on what our internal needs or values are. There's also people that drift into jobs or family businesses just because it's easy. With drift, there's no resistance. There's no I don't want to call it accountability because that's not the word I'm looking for, but there's no resistance. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to take that easier path. But a lot of people I've found, especially, in my business, being a therapist and a coach, I've noticed that people drift into things and they're like, yeah, I shouldn't have made that decision because it was based on maybe a family expectation or a societal expectation. And I'm burned out in this job now because this is really not what, drove my purpose. Or I'm in that particular relationship because that's what I thought I should do, or, something like that, instead of basing it upon what their needs, their wants, and their values are. And sometimes with that change, even though you got out of that job, even though maybe you got out of that relationship or that particular situation, whatever it might be, sometimes because we drifted into it, we still don't honor it. We still need to honor those situations so we can move forward. So we can say, okay, what was the lesson that I learned when I drifted into that? And some people, they don't have that recognition yet that they actually really did drift into it. And that's where I come in. And I'm like, well, did you consciously choose this, or did you just kind of go aimlessly in? Sometimes that's what happens to people. Not all the time, but sometimes it does. So without judgment, being able to say, okay, how are we going to do things a little bit differently? How are we going to honor or learn about that particular drift so that drift doesn't happen again? It's pretty interesting. It's an interesting concept to think about. We do it from time to time in our lives, and if we can see that we're doing that, so we can pull ourselves out and be more conscious and be more in tune with what we really want. I think that that right there is the key. We have to be in tune with what we really want, okay? And that helps stop the drift, because we don't want to become burned out. We don't want to, you know, go into a job or into a situation where it doesn't fuel our, you know, our oomph, our husfa, our whatever you want to call that passion, that need, that desire, that want to actually make a difference in our lives and possibly in the lives of other people. All right, wow. I could talk about this all day long from a philosophical perspective, but this is a short video and I've already gone 5 minutes. Wow, that's weird. All right, well, that's all I have for today. I hope you're having a wonderful, safe day wherever you are. Go outside, get in the woods, be by yourself. It's awesome and amazing. I like it. Doesn't mean everybody else does, and I get that. But, oh no, let's all geek out in the woods. Yes, go hiking, get on your bike. Do that. Okay, well, this is Notes from the Mat with Sparkle and Sweat. If you like this video, please share it with your people. Share me with your people, totally okay. Yeah, Mindful Summits, Integrative Wellness, yes, or Kitty Davidson, LPC.com, Little Buddha Kitty, woo! All right, y'all, live long and prosper, and namaste.